Policemen in the subways of Buenos Aires control the passengers, making sure they have a valid reason to be out. Argentina is in lockdown until March 31. People can only leave the house to buy basic goods like food and medicine. President Alberto Fernandez made the announcement last Thursday. He said mandatory social isolation will impact the economy, but the priority now is stopping the coronavirus from spreading. Many Argentines have been following the outbreak in Europe closely.
We were lucky enough to receive this pandemic later, so we had more time than other countries to prepare. But nothing makes sense if the Argentinians don't do what they're supposed to do.
Since early March, when it registered the first death by COVID-19 in Latin America, Argentina has stepped up measures to stem the outbreak. It first closed down schools for 15 days, then shut down its border to all non-resident foreigners. Now streets are empty. Almost 50 people have been stopped on the roads taking unnecessary trips. Families are locked up in apartments, unable to enjoy a sunny day in the park. This playground is usually full, especially when schools are closed, but now local authorities have put tapes like this one to make sure that families follow the new safety rules and keep their children at home. Journalists are allowed on the streets to report. Pharmacies and supermarkets are open, but only a few are allowed in at the same time. People in lines are told to stand a meter apart. 80-year-old Eduardo Barrera says he thought pandemic diseases were something of the past.
I've never been through a situation like this one. I'm surprised this is happening at a time when there are so many scientists in the world.
The start of the lockdown marked the first 100 days of Argentina's new center-left government and comes at a time when the country is facing a severe crisis. President Alberto Fernandez was planning to renegotiate the country's $100 billion debt by the end of the month. He said he could only start paying back creditors after reviving the economy, and that would take time. 4 out of every 10 Argentines live in poverty, and the country is facing a 2-year recession. Economist Raúl Ochoa says things will get worse.
We are facing a wartime economy because a big part of manufacturing, commercial, and service industries will stop, which is what happens when there are conflicts and nations concentrate their efforts in fighting the enemy, which in this case is the virus. So there will be a strong demand for some sectors like the healthcare and food industries, as well as transportation. But a very large portion of the population will be out of work.
Fernandez increased social plans. He also announced an aid package to help the private sector pay their workers' wages, even if they stay home, and help keep small businesses afloat. Graciela Lopez says the unemployment rate will certainly rise.
I will continue paying my cleaning lady, although she can no longer come to work. But I don't know what will happen with it if this situation lasts long. I hope it doesn't, because it will be dramatic.
An estimated 40% of the Argentine laborers work informally, and they are the most vulnerable in these uncertain times. Monica Yanakiew, TRT World, Buenos Aires.